Here we go, Edmonton. Time for a doubleheader of our world-famous sports panel. We've got a couple All-Stars with us tonight, Mr. Bagnall, Mr. McCurdy. Guys, thanks for coming in here.
You're welcome.
All right, let's get right into it. We've got some Oilers chatter now. Connor McDavid has basically led the entire way the scoring race. He's been, everything is advertised even more at times. I'm blown away about how good he's been playing. But he's slowed down a bit, and some other guys have picked up the pace. I'm thinking of Patrick Kane, who is now tied with him. Sidney Crosby's right up there. Brent Burns is taking a stab at him. Malkin's making a run at it. You kind of got different guys making a run at it. Is it important, do you think, for Connor McDavid and just for where his career is going to win the scoring race this year?
In my opinion, I don't think it is.
Okay.
I mean, I think that he's shown so much of his leadership ability by getting this team to the point that they're at now, given it's not solely on his shoulders that they've come this far. They've made other additions. But I think that he takes way more stock in the fact that the team is as successful as they are. And it would be a feather in his hat to win the scoring race, but I don't think it's necessarily something that he needs. It would mean more to him to make a deep run into the playoffs.
Bruce, what do you think?
Yeah, first and foremost, it's about winning with him.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you remember the game where he scored the empty netter after the siren went off and he lost a point? And do you think he cared about that point? He won the game and he was a happy guy. And, you know, as the season's going on, he's taking more and more of the focus of the other team. They're certainly putting their top players out against him. And they're the league, you know, it's a good league, eh? And they're learning how to play the guy. The goalies are good, and they're trying to stop him from getting his full speed going in the neutral zone, or even when he does, just to push him wide so he has more of a stuff play that most of the goalies can handle. So he's still learning, and I mean, he's 20. Next year he'll be 21, and I think next year he will win the scoring championship.
Okay, Bruce, you're too good because you actually stole my second question.
Oh, okay.
And I was going to say, but that's a good thing. I was going to say, you know what? It seems like the league is tightening up. We all know that happens the last, third quarter of the season. It tightens up, gets harder. So, Connor, the points aren't coming as easy. There's no doubt about that. It's good because the rest of the team seems to be scoring some goals where they weren't when he was doing it. But what can Connor do to find room? Or is it not so much about Connor finding room? It's about the rest of the team stepping up.
I think it's Connor finding the rest of the team.
Okay.
Because those guys are going to focus in on him. They know he has that speed, but he has the ability to draw two guys. He has the ability to demand that kind of coverage. And then it's everyone off the puck finding, space where they can become the threat. And he can make those plays through guys, through their feet, under their sticks, whatever it may be. He has that skill level to do it. And I think that that's going to be the next step, especially in the playoffs and when you get to the stretch where people are clawing for those points.
Mm-hmm. Does he have to change his game a little bit then, Bruce, in your opinion? Or do you not ask a great player to change his game?
Yeah, I learned early on watching Wayne Gretzky not to question the decision-making in the offensive zone. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Now, that said, Wayne Gretzky was at his best when he got a little bit more selfish, which he did in his third year. He started his shots on goal total went up over 100 between year 2 and year 3, and he went from 55 goals to 92. Now, I'm not saying Connor is Wayne Gretzky, but I'm saying he's a young phenom who's surging forward. And I think he could do to get a little bit more selfish, to shoot into traffic a little bit more and a little less looking for that perfect play. And once you have the defense crossed up that way, then those passing lanes tend to open up a little bit more.
All right, well, one of the people brought in, or the person brought in to help support that second-tier scoring, was David Desharnais. He came over from the Montreal Canadiens, was traded for Brandon Davison, and some people kind of flinched at first. But Desharnais has come in, and I'm interested to know what you guys think. Through 5 games, he has 2 goals, 1 assist. Desharnais now centering the third line. We'll start with you, Mr. McCurdy. Where do you come out on what his contributions have been thus far?
I too flinched at the trade, being a big fan of Brandon Davidson.
Right.
But there's a cost to doing business. Kind of a hidden dimension here is the past history of Desharnais playing with Benoit Pouliot, which they played about 5 hours together in Montreal. Around 2010 when Pouliot was there. But that amounts to 25 games of being regular line mates together. They know each other's tendencies. I'm hoping that Desharnais will wake up Pouliot a little bit, who has had a dreadful season, but he is a good player. And he's an experienced player, and he's a player that can really help the Oilers down the stretch. So that combo, and combined with the other ex-Hab, Zach Kassian, so far so promising.
So you're looking more as what can Desharnais do to help Pouliot Are you feeling the same way with Pouliot, or are you thinking more about what Darnay himself can bring in?
I mean, I think that the mark of a good player is making players around you better. So obviously, if he can get Pouliot to play a better game or contribute more offensively, that's great. But I think what he does away from the puck, Darnay, with his experience and kind of having that calming influence, I think that that's a big part of winning too. And in that third line role that he's playing now, he's going to be playing against a lot of this highly skilled players in the league. And as a quicker player, he tends to have good decisions and can get back if he makes the wrong one. And I think that that's something that going down the stretch should be helpful. He seems to have that hockey IQ. When you have smaller players playing in the NHL, it's typically that they're very intelligent. And I see that in the way he plays and the positional game he has away from the puck.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see him so far. I would give him a passing grade as well for what he's done so far. And a passing grade to both of you guys so far for the sports panel. We're going to take a quick pause here. We're going to come back for round two. We'll talk about the other men on that line, Zach Casting, and we'll get into some of the members of the new class of the Alberta Hockey Hall of Fame for 2017. Stay with us for all that and more. Anytime.